voltage regulator are quite often come in the form of integrated circuit. 7800 series is a common IC regulator series. Like two of them here. 7805, this 05 are indicating this regulator will provide a fixed positive 5V output. It is a linear voltage regulator because inside the IC are linear circuits. In the unit, we talk about DC power supply. In fact, we only talk about linear DC power supply. We don't talk about switching power supply because that is out of the scope of the unit. You may notice that each of these IC has 3 leads. In a circuit diagram, you also see 3 leads. One input, ground, and the output lead. This box is used to represent the regulator with the IC number in the middle. This table shows the ICs, the different ICs in the 78 series. 78 represent positive. The last 2 digits represent its output voltage. So 05 is 5V, 09, 9V, 15, 15V. This capacitor is the line filter capacitor. Its purpose is to improve the transient response. What means good transient response? Is the ability to increase or decrease the load current immediately if there is a sudden change in the load resistance. This capacitor is needed if the rectifier and the regulator is separated quite a far distance. So with the long connection cable or connection traces, there may have an inductance build up. With the presence of inductance, any fluctuation in the current will induce some noise. And we don't want this induced noise go over to the output. So we put a capacitor here to direct the noise to the ground. Next, we'll talk about the 7900 series. It is a fixed negative linear voltage regulator. So their characteristics are similar to the 7800 series except it produces a negative output, like you see all here negative. This is the overall circuit for the DC power supply, linear power supply. This is a center tap transformer. This is the bridge rectifier. This is the power line capacitors. The value here, 100 microfarad, is rather small. It is not uncommon to see a few thousand microfarads being used. But small capacitance filter is okay so long as the load resistance is large enough. So overall the RC constant, time constant, is large enough for a slow discharge. If this cable is very long, we need C3 and C4 to filter any induced noise. These 2 capacitors is supposed to be soldered near to the regulator IC. This is a 7812 regulator IC, so it provides 12V output. This is a 7912 IC, so it provides negative 12V. The 2 capacitors here is used to improve the transient response, as we just discussed. In the middle here is a ground. And someone may wonder why we need negative 12V power supply. You will know that when you study your unit about op-amp, they need a positive supply and negative supply work together